Concerns over COVID-19 have seeped into nearly every aspect of our lives, from school to work and socially.
These changes are having a dramatic impact on anxiety levels as we try to cope with what's coming next. And Dr. Shimi Kang joins us now through Skype with more on how we can be better equipped to handle the ever-changing situation. Good morning.
Good morning.
So first off, what are you hearing from your patients?
Well, like you said, anxiety, fear is everywhere. It is natural and normal, and it's okay to feel scared, for sure. But we also have to recognize that if we just stay in that emotion, it reduces our immune system, makes us more susceptible, and it takes us out of our thinking brain into that reactive brain, which we don't want to be in right now. We need to be strategic and calm. So fear is going to be normal, and we need to experience it, but then let it pass and actually work towards trying to stay calm.
Okay, so give us a sense, because everyone is feeling a sense of anxiety, or at least most people in my world are. How do we know what a normal level of anxiety is?
Yeah, I mean, our body will really help us out here. So when we start to feel anxiety in our body, our heart rate going, feeling shaky, nervous, and symptoms of even fatigue, just generally really feeling overwhelmed and tired or poor concentration, a lot of those are signals that we are probably taking on too much. It's time for some self-care, time to unplug from the topic or the news, and really just take care of ourselves. Our body and mind are connected. So when we take care of one, we take care of the other.
You have some great tips, but first of all, because it's hard to figure out what the new normal is because things are changing on a daily basis, whether to walk outside, is it safe, whether to go into an elevator with other people. So how do we approach that mentally?
Yeah, I mean, the recommendations are really clear in terms of 6 feet away from each other, and not to gather right now. I think at 50, no more than 50. I do want to make that point, though, that social distancing, really what we're looking for there is what's called physical distancing. We need to physically be separate, but we are social beings, humans. We cannot be healthy and strong without social contact. So we do need to look at each other. We need to hear each other's voices. We need to connect in a meaningful ways. We need to have fun together. This is all part of what keeps humans healthy. Thankfully, we have technology that can help us do that. And if you're living with a family or loved ones, then it's time to spend actually more time interacting with them in meaningful ways, and to call your friends and families and to keep up that social connection.
Yeah, so having that technology in place is actually one of the tips that you have for us to handle our anxiety, is to just stay connected, just as we are through Skype, and there's FaceTime and other options for that as well.
Absolutely. There's FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, there's URL Live, which is a one-click. And a lot of places are moving online. So our program, Dolphin Kids, we're working really hard to get classes up that are interactive and fun, teaching kids things like gratitude and mindfulness and breathing techniques, really important stuff during this time and always in life. So we can take this opportunity to work on those life skills that help us be adaptable and resilient. We need them now. Let's work on them, practice them, and then we can use them for the rest of our lives.
You have some other great tips to share with our viewers. First of all, getting good sleep.
Yeah, so I think sticking to some type of routine, routine regular sleep, routine regular exercise, routine regular social connection. These are the basics of human health. So try your best, given all the unpredictability, to make sure you're getting those at least. Sleep actually is our centerpiece of our health. Try to keep it routine. Again, we want to look at keeping our mind and body healthy, keeping our immune system strong, and those activities will do that.
And you did talk a little bit about deep breathing, Shimi, but you also recommend getting more exercise.
Yeah, so breathing is our most powerful tool to relieve our stress response. When we're sleep deprived, when we're not moving enough, when we aren't seeing each other enough, and when we're scared, our neurons in our brain don't know why we're not moving, seeing each other, and not sleeping. They think there's an immediate threat like a hurricane or a predator. This isn't that case. We're in this for the long term, definitely days, weeks, if not longer. So breathing is that signal when we stretch those those lungs deeply and expand our receptors, we actually send a message to our brain, our nervous system, that we're okay. So now is the time to do all those self-care activities. Nice, beautiful, deep, slow breaths will reduce that cortisol, that reduces our immune system, that keeps us healthy. So we want to bring in all those things that you might have heard about, may have thought about: meditation, gratitude practice, yoga, breathing, mindfulness. Now's the time to get to those in a daily routine.
Yeah, the hashtag is we are all in this together. Really briefly, should we limit that COVID conversation with friends and family and just take a break too?
I think it's really a balance. People do need to talk about it. So I think you want to gauge to see where you're at. If your baseline is pretty high stress, that's a good time to limit it and say, you know what, I need a break from it, guys. Can we talk about something else? If you're feeling okay and a loved one or someone you know needs to just talk about how they're feeling, it's a great time to listen. I think it's important not to judge each other. Everyone has their own reaction and response. The classic human stress response is freeze, fight, or flight. Some people are going to freeze, feel pretty anxious, have a hard time making decisions. Others are going to be fight mode. They're going to be a bit more irritable and grumpy. Others are going to be flight mode. They're going to be avoiding, distracting, trying not to think about it, kind of running away. These are natural parts of our stress response. So recognize that in each other and in yourself. Be patient and kind. That's a really important aspect to getting through this.
That is great information. Dr. Shimi Kang, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to take a deep breath so I can help relieve the anxiety. Thank you.
Get those receptors stretched. Yeah.